Welcome, dear learners. Welcome to this session of PGJMC and MAJMC, and I understand that we are speaking with the July batch of 2022. So, to begin with, I would like to tell you what are the program objectives of postgraduate diploma in journalism and mass communication, which is also the first year of MA in journalism and mass communication. So the first thing, of late, the interest in media has developed too much because of the way technology has intervened in it, because of the way media has engulfed the entire world, so to say. So the program objectives revolve around providing opportunities to those who are working in media organizations to enhance their knowledge and skill for development. Also, they will be able to produce professionals. After graduation, they will be able to work in mass media organizations and also to create better understanding of the role of mass media in society. So, with these program objectives, let me also introduce to you my friend and colleague Dr. Amit Kumar, who will be telling you in detail about how to handle the practical components of this program. So, this program basically has 8 courses in it. Out of these 8 courses, there are 6 that are theory courses and 2, the more important ones, are the practical components. So there will be rarely any distance learning programs which will be having this kind of a practical component the way the team at School of Journalism has developed it. So let me first tell you about the course content of PGJMC, which is also the first year of MA program. The first thing to understand in distance learning is the credit system. So each course you will see is divided into 4 credits and each credit amounts to 30 hours of study. It comprises of different learning activities. This may include doing assignments or listening to audio programs and podcasts, watching videos, so on and so forth. So a 4 credit course involves around 120 hours of study when we calculate this. Knowing the number of credits for each course will help you get an idea about the academic effort which is required for successfully completing a course. And please mind that you have to complete all the courses successfully, both practicals as well as the theory courses. So this program, the Postgraduate Diploma in Journalism and Mass Communication, or MA first year, comprises of 32 credits, which means 960 study hours. Now these have been equally distributed into 8 courses, as we will now see. So this is the program structure of this. There are various course codes. Now course codes are unique because this is the way the administration of the university understands which course the learner is referring to. Whenever you're going to maybe write to them regarding some query or regarding some issue that may crop up administratively or academically while you are transacting your program. So we have various course codes allotted to different courses. So the first course is Introduction to Journalism and Mass Communication. Then we have reporting techniques. Then we have writing and editing for print media and broadcast and online journalism, media and society, media laws and ethics, and 2 practical courses. One revolves around print and online and the other revolves around audiovisual. Each of them has been given a course code ranging from MGM 020 up to MGM 025, and the practical course codes are always different. Why I'm stressing on this is when you communicate with your teachers, with the regional centers, you need to know that what code you are referring to. So here MGML 20 and 21 comprise the practical components, and as you are well aware, all the credits are equal. So 4 credit each course. So let us just run down with the components of the various courses that we have here. MGM 020 Introduction to Journalism and Mass Communication is a course which is going to give you a glimpse of what the entire gamut of mass communication holds. So we are first looking into each course is divided into multiple blocks, usually 4 blocks. And the first block of this course looks at introducing communication. So while we'll be talking about the concepts and process of communication, which is especially important for those who do not have bachelors in mass communication, then we proceed on to models of communication, as in which will suggest various ways and various ideas of how communication is done within individuals, with yourself, within the society, and so on. Then we go on to talking about theories of mass communication and also a slight glimpse of communication research. Of late, with the coming up of new ways of making your career, with the greater career scopes in big data, data analytics, research has become automatically very important. So there is a unit on that as well. Then the second block revolves around evolution of mass media. So when you want to study any subject, it is necessary to understand what is the foundation of this discipline of the subject or whatever will be your area of interest and area of study. So this evolution of mass media is going to talk about the history of journalism and mass communication. It is going to talk of print media in India. It is going to talk about language journalism, which we all know has been flourishing lately. And then we are also going to spend time looking at the development of radio and TV and digital media, which is where the world has come to currently. Then we are looking at the ownership and organizational structures of mass media. Any profession, in order to be called a profession, it is necessary to understand what kind of a structure it is based on. So we all understand that this is more or less a field where we do not have a limited shift time. So this is a place where we need to understand more where the ownership and organizational structures are coming from. Why? Because we know that there are corporates that are running certain media organizations. So how do these, how does the polity of it plays around is necessary to understand. So ownership patterns of media. Then we are talking about features and news agencies. We're also talking about government media organizations. Alongside, we're talking about the educational media and the Indian film industry. When we talk about the digital media has encompassed all these things. Precisely the reason why we do not have a separate unit on it, though we spoke about the emergence of digital media in the earlier block. Now, the last block of this talks about integrating marketing communication. We know how communication plays a very important role in all sorts of marketing communications. So here we are going to touch upon advertising, public relations and corporate communication. We are also going to touch upon event management and marketing communications mix. With that, we come to the end of the first course. The second course will be dealing exclusively with reporting techniques. So while we begin with talking about what are the news concepts, what are the definitions and concepts and principles of news, we also come over to news sources, which on current day has become so important. Then we are talking about newsroom setups and functions. Like in the earlier course, we were talking about the organizational structures. Here we need to understand how news is getting collected and processed. So the processing of information or news happens in the newsroom. So there are two units that will be dealing with print and online media newsroom setup and functions, and another one which will deal exclusively with the electronic media. The second block here talks about reporting techniques, which will go on to tell you the types of reporting that are there and the kind of researches that have to be done by journalists. Then we are also going to talk about how to take an interview, how to conduct an interview, what are the tools, what are the techniques, what are the sophisticated areas, what the journalist should know. And then we are going to talk about understanding data journalism. Like I just said, that data has become very important currently. So there's a unit which is dedicated to that as well. The next half of this course revolves around beat reporting. Now, when we say beat is the area or specialization of a reporter. So when we talk about areas of reporting, it could be political reporting, it could be crime, it could be sports, it could be legal. At the same time, this is also, bifurcated into civic and social issues and health and education, lifestyle, fashion and films. Having dealt with this, we go on to the next course, which talks about writing and editing for print media. Print has always been the backbone of the entire media. We know that when the media started evolving, it was the print media that took the baton. So first we are going to deal with the writing skills. What are the basics of writing? How do we write effectively? How do we particularly write for print media? And of course, another unit on translation. We all know today journalists are supposed to be bilingual. You have to understand Hindi just as well as you understand English. So, and of course, once you build up the writing skills for print media, you can transition into electronic media, digital media, and whatever else there is to play with. The second block deals with analytical writing. Now, this will give you a cue of how to turn a fact that you have into a certain information or interpretation. So how do you make meaning of the fact that is given to you will be taught here through analytical writing. When we're talking analytical, we're talking about feature writing, we're talking about opinion writing, we're talking about editorial writing and also writing for magazines. Now these are the various formats which you must have seen if you browse the daily newspapers. The third block here talks about editing. Now one thing is to bring the vegetables to the kitchen counter. Another is to cook it and make it presentable, edible and digestible. So editing deals more or less with that. The units that we're covering here deal with headline and lead writing, the principles of editing and photojournalism. Pictures, we all know, one picture speaks 1,000 words. It speaks much more than what words can convey. So photojournalism is important. The fourth block deals with layout and design. I was just talking about how you present your food. So layout and designing is all about presentation. It talks about page layout. It talks about principles of page design. It talks about typography and image and infographics. Having dealt with these, we go on to the next course, which is broadcast and online journalism. Broadcast and online journalism is a separate course which is dealing with exclusively with audio and the visual components. So the first block is exclusively dedicated to radio journalism, where we try and explore radio as a medium of sound. Then, because it is a medium of sound, the way we write for radio is also going to be special. So writing for radio is another unit, which is followed by news gathering process for radio, news production and presentation techniques. Now when we, after having studied radio, when we go on to television, we know that there are two senses involved. You see and you hear. So TV, how it is an audio-visual medium and what makes it special is important to explore. Then we also go on to writing for television, because when you're writing for two senses as compared to one, it is going to be distinct. And then we go on to delving into what TV news is about, how content is produced for television, which may include both news and non-news events, and the presentation techniques for TV. The third block here is online journalism. So while we have learned what print is about, what audio is about, what audio-visual medium is about, it is also important to understand how online journalism plays its role, because online makes all of these components a component of itself. It is an ingredient that supplies everywhere. So we have the basic elements of online journalism, followed by writing for online media, the online newsroom setup, content production for online media, and production of news website. So this in itself looks quite full, but what comes next is also important, because this is going to lay some boundary on what you should do and what you should not do as a journalist. So here we are going to talk about media and society, and the next course will be dealing with media laws and ethics. So while we talk of media and society as media persons, as budding journalists, you need to understand where you are placed in this huge block called society. We know that media cannot do anything exclusively and in an isolated manner. It has to be a part of the society, it has to be a part of the economy and the polity. So here, the effort is to make the learner understand what media is vis-a-vis the society. The first block deals with understanding media and society, followed by how media audiences are and how important media literacy has become in a world which is flooded with fake news, deep fakes, so on and so forth. Then we also talk about mass media policies. So why it is important for any society and country to have a firm mass media policy is important to understand when we are talking global communication, we are talking online communication by means of Facebook, Twitter and whatnot. The second block of this course is going to deal with media and development. We are all a society, and India specifically is a society that is made up of incumbents that are so varied in nature. So when we talk about media and development, we first try to understand what development is by means of the concepts and theories that it has to offer. Then we go on to talking about development communication. Now, development communication is an exclusive discipline of mass communication, whereby we try to bring about development of a community or society by means of communication. An exceptionally interesting field which will later go on to diverge into SBCC, social and behavioral change communication. So how do we include everyone, everybody who's there in the community or society to bring about a compulsive change which is for the benefit of the society, and we make this change together. And the fourth unit of this is going to deal with some case studies which will give enough idea to you as a learner about how we go about making this kind of a social and behavioral change communication. Having said this, we also have two more blocks which are going to touch upon media and contemporary issues. Now because media is a part of our usual lives, there are various kind of issues in the society that media has to intermingle with. A few of them are media and health issues, education and media, gender and media, media and environment, and media and human rights. The fourth block of this, which deals with a few more issues, include international and intercultural communication, technological revolution, globalization and media, and alternative media. So all these various contemporary issues that media is a part of is being dealt in this course. Proceeding over to media ethics and laws. Now this is where you draw your boundaries. This is where you must be sure of what you should do, can do and cannot do. So the first block of this exclusively deals with media ethics. Ethics of late has become very important in life because we have been dealing with online communication in a way that it has been, we know the number of cyber attacks that people face, the number of cyberbullying that children face, so on and so forth. So media ethics of late has become really important. The first block deals with the principles of these ethics, followed by news media and ethical concerns, media ethics and self-regulation, and new media and ethical issues. The second block goes on to talk about media laws, how Indian constitution is designed, what media laws and constitutional framework exists for the citizens in which the journalist too has to work, and the media laws and regulatory framework, along with the initiatives in media laws. So there are new things emerging because newer problems are emerging, newer solutions and newer rules are emerging. That is what is being talked about in the second block of media laws. And then this is followed by what we lately talk about, the laws on information, which includes intellectual property rights, the copyright law, the cyber law, and the right to information. So at the end of it, because advertising and PR ethics and laws have to be dealt with exclusively, since these are some segments that go on to the marketing aspect of things, and these are being used in order to persuade people. So this includes advertising ethics and law, PR ethics and laws, and a few case studies which will deal with this. Sorry. Now I would talk about what is the basic unit design. Now what I've explained to you is these are the 6 courses that we have, the theory courses, and those are the components of these courses. But how do we go about the unit design? When you will look at any one chapter of our material, you will see that there is a certain unit structure in it, which will include the introduction, the learning outcomes. The learning outcomes basically comprises of those things that we understand you will be able to deal with, you will be able to learn from this. Then we have various sections and subsections, excuse me, followed by check your progress questions. So we are basically trying to build in the teacher in our SLMs, and with this you will be able to understand, after reading every section or two sections, you will be able to judge yourself what is your understanding or how well you have understood the concepts. This is followed by activity and a summary. In the end, we have a few keywords which will explain to you what is, some technical terms and the meanings of them, how to transact them. Then this is followed by further readings. If any of you is interested in reading further, there are a few tips given to that. And then check your progress, possible answers, so that you know exactly which is the line you have to toe when you're answering your questions. So this is about the unit design. And I will only throw little light on this because I have my friend Dr. Amit Kumar who will be telling you in detail about these practical courses. But basically what I would like you to know is there's a program guide which will be available on the website, which will tell you all these details and more about how to transact your program. There is also a practical manual. This practical manual will tell you the details of how to go about the two practicals. At the end of which you will be asked to design a practical portfolio, and the activities that are listed have to be completed and submitted. Now this will largely be based on the theory that you have been taught in the 6 theory courses, and will also be related to skill development. We will also have teleconferencing sessions and interactive radio counseling, about which the schedules of which will be shared with you by your regional center and study center. The evaluation of these practical courses would be 30% for the viva that you appear in, and 70% for the portfolio that you will submit. It will get evaluated, at the end of which you will be called for viva. So this is the way, and the details of this will be talked about by Dr. Amit. Some basic necessary information that people usually would want to know. Assignments usually have some last dates pertaining to them, and these last dates may or may not be extended. Okay, so usually for fall semester, so say for example if you have to appear in December examinations, September end or October would be the last date for assignment submission, and if you have to appear in June, it will be April end, that would be your last date for assignment submission. These last dates are mentioned on the website. Do not get confused, always refer to the website if you want the latest information. The assignments that have to be done have to be always latest in nature. Despite the fact that you have taken admission in July 22, if you think you're going to write exams in 23 or 24, make sure that the assignments that you've submitted are the latest ones. The assignments will always be found uploaded on the website, so you need not have, you need not be worried about where to get them from. Assignments are not there for practical courses. What is in the portfolio? Amit will tell you. Now there is one assignment per course, and 30% of your course will be based on the assignment that you've submitted. So 30%, the exact marks that you will get will be out of 100, which will be scaled down to 30, and they will appear in your grade card. So for every course you will have an assignment and a term end examination. The assignment marks would be out of 30, term end would be out of 70. So 100 marks term end examination will be scaled down to 70 marks, and 100 mark assignment that you've submitted will be scaled down to 30 marks. I hope I'm making myself clear. And each question of an assignment must be attempted. The word limit will be indicated against each question in your assignment. Then handwritten assignments should be scanned and emailed, and we prefer handwritten assignment. Please do not type it down and give it to the study center. And submission is mandatory if you have to write the term end examination. So make sure you've written your assignments first, submitted, gotten a receipt, and then you get your hall ticket and appear for the term end examination. Because even if the results of term end examinations are announced and you've not submitted your assignment, your subject, your course would be incomplete. It would not be reading successfully completed. So in order to do that, it is important that assignment be submitted before term end. And then of course the exam form submission takes place online. As on date, we have the admission process, fee payment as well as exam form submission. Everything has gone online. We also have eGyan Kosh, which is the digital repository of the university, where you will find important lectures, where you would find necessary information, additional videos, you will find them all there. And then there is this aspect of lateral entry and exit. Let me explain what this means to you. Since we're talking about PGJMC and MAJMC, it is necessary to understand that PGJMC, the postgraduate diploma, is the first year of master's program in journalism and mass communication. Yet, if you've taken admission in MA first year and you think you want to exit from the program right after first year, you are not in a position to continue to the second year of the program, you very well can exit from the program with a certificate of postgraduate diploma in journalism and mass communication. This is lateral exit. Also, there is a provision for those who have done postgraduate diploma in journalism and mass communication to take a lateral entry directly into the second year of the MA program, after the completion of which you will be awarded an MA in journalism and mass communication. So this is what I had to discuss. Now, within a few seconds, we will also begin with what Dr. Amit has to tell you about the practical components of the course. So just give a break of a few more seconds.
Thank you, Shikha. Dr. Shikha Rai told you about all the 6 theory courses of MAJMC, or you can say it PGJMC, because first year of MAJMC is the same PGJMC. Now we have, as you have seen, that we have 6 theory courses and 2 practical courses in first year. Practical courses are MJML 020 and MJML 021, and as Dr. Rai told you that be careful with the course codes, because we have MJM 020, MJM 021 as well as MJML 021 and MJML 021. So you should not be confused with the course codes. L is for lab. In IGNOU, we are adding L in course code for all the practical courses. And these are 2 different courses. So when you are submitting or communicating with any course, or you are filling your examination form, that is important, you should be careful with these course code MJM 20, MJM 21. And MJML 20 and MJML 21, these are 2 different things. L is for lab and practical courses. So we have 2 practical courses. First is MJML 020, that is practical print and online, and second is MJML 021, that is practical audiovisual. Here you can see that practical print and online and practical audio and visual, both the courses have the similar, administrative or structural things, but the content are different. And you are advised first to go through all the 6 theory courses, because these practical courses are nothing but the practical application of whatever skills or whatever knowledge you gain through the theory courses. So first go through all the 6 theory courses, then you should attempt these 2 practical courses. Now we will see. We are talking about MJML 020 first, that is practical print and online, and this practical course covers news report writing, feature writing, headlines writing, interview techniques, creating and using infographics, photojournalism, editorial and opinion writing, page designing, creating a news website, various steps and different methods like through HTML, CMS and the other alternative methods, Then the content creation for news website, writing for online news, using audio, using video, using photographs, podcasting, streaming, search engine optimization, etc. So if you will see the content of this practical course, you can easily understand that these all are coming from the theory courses. You must have, just Dr. Shikha Rai discussed all the theory courses unit wise also, and all these content you will find in our theory courses. So now certain things as a learner you should do to complete these practical courses properly. First, go through the study material of all the 6 theory courses properly, as in this practical course you have to apply your knowledge learned from these theory courses. I just mentioned it. If you have gone through all the theory courses properly, then you will not feel any problem to complete these practical courses. There will be no face-to-face classes for this practical course, so there is no issue of attendance. That is important. However, students are advised to attend various sessions focused on this practical courses organized on different technological platforms such as Gyan Darshan, Gyanvani, Gyandhara, and other online platforms like Google Classroom, Facebook, or like Swayam Prabha channel also. Please join the Google Classroom and Facebook page of School of Journalism and New Media Studies for latest updates and academic supports. We have sent you the welcome mail, and in that mail also we discussed that you should join our Facebook page. If you are joining the official Facebook page of IGNOU and School of Journalism and Mass Communication, you will get updated academic and administrative things which are useful for your courses. So now in both the practical courses MJML 020 and MJML 021, you need to submit production portfolio separately. These are 2 separate practical courses, so don't combine the production portfolios in one file. Okay, so there will be 2 separate submission, one production portfolio submission for MJML 020 and another is for MJML 021. Both are separate courses, evaluation will be separate, online viva will be separate. Okay, so production portfolio is nothing. Basically, it's a compilation of various activities given to you. So we will see those activities. So there are certain activities given to you. You will have to complete those activities and make a file. That file will be production portfolio. One file for MJML 020 and another file is for MJML 021. Like here you can see the production portfolio, the activities of production portfolio for practical, print and online. There are total 15 activities. Okay, like you need to write political news report, word limits are also given 300 to 500 words, then legal and court news report, then sports news report, then news report on health issues, then news report on educational issues, then news report on local governance issues, then crime news report, then business beat, then lifestyle fashion items. So these are first 9 items are linked with the news reports. You need to write news reports with headlines. News report should be in proper format of the news report, and it should be handwritten also. Okay, so these first 9 activities are handwritten and you need to write 9 news reports on different beats. Then the 10th item is feature on any issue of your choice, and the word limit is 700 to 1000 words. So you have to write a feature on any topic of your choice within the word limit 700 to 1000 words, and it will be also handwritten. So all the writing exercises of production portfolio should be handwritten only, it should not be typed. Then the next 4 activities, total 15 activities, next 5 activities are: 11th is conduct and write an interview with any local politician, sports person, artist, social worker, academician for a newspaper. So first you need to conduct an interview and you have to write it, because when we are writing interviews for newspaper, there is a certain format. You need to follow that format, and if you are attaching the photograph of your interviewee, that will be better, and you have to write this interview for a newspaper format. Then the 12th item is click and print 2 photographs having news value. Write their captions too. Use any type of camera including mobile phones. Provide soft copies in a CD, DVD or pen drive. So in production portfolio there are 2 type of activities. First activities, that is the writing activities, and you need to submit the hard copies of that, and that should be the handwritten. In some cases you need to submit hard copies as well as soft copies also. Like in item number 12, you need to click 2 photographs, and that is not the common photographs. The photographs should have news values. It means it is coming from photojournalism. You need to write caption also. You have to submit the hard copies, print out of the photographs, as well as make a CD, DVD or pen drive where you should write these 2 photographs. You should save these 2 photographs in that CD, DVD or pen drive. Okay. Then the item number 13, database news report. Use any data set provided by the government or well-known international or national organizations. Also include minimum 1 data visualization in this report. So you have to prepare a database news report where you need to add at least 1 data visualization. Then next is item number 14, design and print the front page of a lab journal, tabloid size. Provide soft copy in a CD, DVD or pen drive. Here also there are 2 activities. First, you have to design a front page of a lab journal. It should be tabloid size. The soft copy of this design should be saved in the same CD or DVD or pen drive, and hard copy of the printout of that lab journal's front page should be attached with your file. Then the item number 15, design 5 pages, 1 home page and 4 other pages of a news website. 4 other pages may be based on sports, national, international, entertainment, business, city, opinion, etc. The learners may use the above mentioned content, item number 1 to 13 in web pages. Enclose the printouts of your web pages and also provide soft copy in a CD, DVD or pen drive. So you need to, like in theory courses, MJM023, we have one block on online journalism where we have discussed how to create websites through different ways. So you should go through that blog, then apply that knowledge and create 5 web pages. One will be the home and another will be the other pages. And you need to submit the printouts of these web pages in your file, as well as save the soft copies of the pages in the same CD, DVD or pen drive. Now, some important, instructions when you are preparing a production portfolio. All news reports, features and interviews of the production portfolio will be written by hand only. It should not be typed. I mentioned it earlier also. Production portfolio can be prepared in English or Hindi. You can use both the languages to prepare your production portfolio. Data visualization for item number 13 will be generated with the help of computer, and the printout should be attached with the handwritten database news reports. So you have to prepare a database news report. For the data visualization element, you need to take the help of computer, create it, take the printout and attach with the database news report. Compile all the items in a folder and mention your details like name, enrollment number, program code, course code, email ID, phone number and address on the front page. One CD, DVD or pen drive, because nowadays many systems don't have the CD and DVD writer, so you can use pen drive also, containing soft copies of the photographs, front page of lab journal and 5 web pages must be submitted with the production portfolio. Attach it properly with the production portfolio and don't forget to mention your details on it. Write your details on it so that it should not be misplaced or it should not be confused with the other students. Learners are advised to make their own production portfolio and not copy them from anywhere. Production portfolios may be rejected if evidence of copying or other malpractices is found. So be honest and prepare your production portfolio by your own. Now the evaluation of production portfolio, there will be term end examination, but the nature of term end examination is little different. Here there is no assignment, no writing work. You are submitting your production portfolio to your study center. Don't forget. Submit your production portfolio to your study center, and if you are facing any problem in submitting production portfolio to a study center, then please contact to your regional center. Okay. Then that production portfolio will be evaluated out of 70 marks, and the study center will communicate you about the online or face-to-face viva. So there will be a viva voice also that will carry 30 marks, and it can be face-to-face and online, and your study center will communicate you regarding this viva. So two component, production portfolio 70 marks, and the viva based on your production portfolio will carry 30 marks. Then overall passing marks for your practical courses are just like all the theory courses. You need to score minimum 40% marks if you want to complete it successfully, and this 40% should be separately in your production portfolio marks and the viva both. Then practical course duration related norms, you have for MA and PGJMC you have maximum duration, and within this maximum duration you need to complete these two practical courses successfully. Once you will complete these practical successfully along with your theory courses, you will get PGJMC or you will complete your MAJMC first year. And one important thing, then you must fill these practical courses in your examination forms also. That is important. If you will not fill these courses MJML 020 and MJML 021 in your examination form, you will be not considered for evaluation and viva. So always remember it ki while filling the theory courses in examination form, don't forget to include these practical courses, and for these practical courses you need to complete at least the minimum duration. Like for PGJMC it's a 1 year. So if you have taken admission in July 2022 batch, you are eligible to submit your production portfolio for June 2023 term end examination. It's a minimum. After that also you can submit within the maximum period of time. So I think Shikha, I have discussed about MJML 020 in detail. As far as MJML 021, that is practical audio visual is concerned, all the activities, all the administrative and all the structures are same. That course has also one production portfolio, and that production portfolio is available on eGyan course. When you will go to eGyan course, on type MJML 020, you will find the practical manual, and that is the combined manual for MJML 020 and MJML 021. In that manual, you will find the activities of production portfolio for MJML 021, that is practical audio visual. Okay, and there is a hard copy also, print version also. So students who have opted the print material, they will get the print version of production portfolio, practical manual also. And if you are not getting it, or if there is any delay, you can go to eGyan course and search it, and you can see the activities of production portfolio of MJML 021 also. So now I think we should we have many questions.
Yes.
So we can take the questions also.
Yes. A few of them, interestingly, are also a repeat of what you've just said. So probably it will make it clearer. First thing that they want to know is whether it should be handwritten or typed.
So all the written work, like if you are writing news reports, or in MJML 021, you need to write scripts also for your news package or for audio documentary or many other things. So all the written work should be handwritten, it should not be typed. Okay, and in production portfolio and in practical manual, it's a clearly mentioned ki where you need to write something, where you to record something, where you need to go for the audio file, video file, or written material. So wherever written material is required, it should be handwritten, it should not be typed.
Thank you.
And the same is applicable with the assignments.
Assignments as well, yes, absolutely. Then they also want to know where to submit the production portfolio.
The same I mentioned also ki you have to submit your production portfolio to your study centers, and if you are facing any issue to submit it at your study center, please contact your regional center. You can contact them through phone, email, or if it's required, you should visit them personally, okay? And in case if your problem is not resolved by the RCs also, then you can write a mail to your program coordinator, to me also, or to Shikha also, and then it will be resolved only by the regional center only. We will forward your email with our request to resolve your issue. So all the submission, evaluation and viva will be done at the level of study center with coordination with the respective regional centers.
Absolutely. And the third thing is that they want to know who will conduct this viva.
So once you will submit your production portfolio, and one thing I mentioned also, you need to fill these courses in your examination form. Like if you are filling examination form for June 2023, when you will be eligible, the students of July 22 batch, then there are the option to select the courses. So you need to select the theory courses you want to be appear, and you need to practical course also if you want to be appear. Okay, so that list is with the study center and RCs. So if your name is there, you will be called for the viva once you will submit your production portfolio. And when you will download your hall ticket, so in theory courses they will mention you the dates and times also, but for practicals they will not mention your dates and times, but the practical courses will be added in your hall ticket. Yes. So that is the proof that you have filled the practical courses in the examination form, and keep that hall ticket safe with you. That is important.
In fact, a few more things that I would like to reiterate. When you submit your assignments or practical portfolios, you have to understand and appreciate the fact that we have close to 2,600 centers all across the country. So there is a chance that something gets misplaced. So please make sure that whenever you submit anything, be it your assignment, be it your portfolio, please get a receipt for it. Okay? There has to be a receiving which will be a proof that you have submitted something. Also, when you submit your practical portfolio, please make sure that you retain a copy of it.
Yes.
That is important, which you carry with you when you have to appear in your viva.
Yes.
So you will be called for your viva in either your regional center or your study center, and you must carry a copy, both hard as well as soft, copy of the portfolio with you on that designated date. And yes, one more thing to be kept in mind is, though I think Amita has already mentioned it, there are two things. One is the PG diploma and one is the master's degree. Though both of them, the first year of master's degree is same as PG diploma, the maximum time to complete a PG diploma is 3 years. Minimum time is 1 year, which means if you've taken admission in July 22, you do not think that you will be able to appear in all the exams in December 22 and get away, because the minimum duration of completing this program is 1 year. This is of course possible that we do have a semester system, so you can appear in half the courses, maximum half the courses. So out of 8 courses, maximum 4 courses you can write in December. The rest 4 you have to take it to June. Alternatively, you also have the flexibility, because distance education is all about inherent flexibility. You can write all the courses at the end of the year in June 2023. So that is an option which is available with you. For master's program, you have 4 years. This also means that nobody is deterring you from taking admission into the second year, even if you have not finished all the first year courses. This will not be the case for PGJMC, right? So if you finished first year, only then the PGJMC grade card and the PGJMC certificate will be provided to you. So with that, I hope that both of us have made most of your questions have been answered, and they're all repetitive questions, so I'm not asking them again. But I think with that we come to the end of the session, and I hope that you found this fruitful, beneficial, and you will not end up being confused about various things. Right?
And one more thing, Shikha, I want to add. Yeah. Like for MJML 0 to 1, I received many queries that in some cases you need to submit video file or audio file as well as a script. Some exercises are only writing exercises. So it's a clearly mentioned in the practical manual. In the practical manual, it's a clearly mentioned ki in which case you need to submit the script as well as the audio file or the video file. In which cases you need to submit only the script. So there are activities where there is no recording is involved, only script should be submitted. So be careful, and because all the marks are divided like that, like you have submitted something in audio file and script is not submitted which was required, then your marks will be deducted. So be careful, go through the practical manual properly, carefully, and you will get all the clarity regarding that.
Absolutely. I would like to reiterate on this. A lot of learners that come to us, they do not go through the practical manual and the program guide. You are requested to please read the practical manuals for both the practical courses and the program guide for the entire program very thoroughly, very minutely, and I am sure that there will not be any confusion where you will not know what to do next. So with that, we wind up this session. Thank you all for being with us, and I hope you've all found it very fruitful and beneficial, and I hope we have a great academic journey together. Thank you.
Thank you.